Hi there, I'm Dr. Raj Singh. I'm the medical director at Healer and RareV, and we're based here in Las Vegas. We have a comprehensive hormone program, and I often get questions about bicalutamide. So what it is? So bicalutamide is what we call an anti-androgen drug, as it blocks the effect of androgenic hormones such as testosterone and also to some extent dihydrotestosterone. The important thing to understand is that bicalutamide does not lower testosterone levels. Okay, so it simply blocks the effect of testosterone on the tissues. Now, in many cases, the testosterone levels actually can increase after starting this medication, sort of considering this as a negative feedback of the body to this medication. However, this change is temporary and should not be concerning, because even if the testosterone levels are elevated, the effect of it is getting blocked at the tissue level. Now, testosterone levels will start declining over time on this medication, and if you're also taking estrogen and progesterone, this change will be much more rapid. Now, typically we use this medication for treating men with prostate cancer. There are other off-label uses, such as for a puberty blockade, feminization therapy, which is the topic of discussion today, androgenic hair loss in females, and also for acne reduction. Today, primarily, we'll be focusing on bicalutamide use in transgender females. There are other anti-androgen medications. We have aldactone, cyprotrone acetate. However, these drugs are much weaker than bicalutamide. Cyprotrone is also not available for use in the United States. So bicalutamide, it also helps with aromatization or conversion of testosterone to estrogen, which can result in better breast development. There have been some small studies that show that when you take bicalutamide and compare that to aldactone or cyprotrone, there is better breast growth. A possible mechanism is that aldactone causes early maturation of the breast bud, and bicalutamide does not. Now, bicalutamide is known to cause a reduction in vitamin C and glutathione levels in animal studies. So taking glutathione and vitamin C supplements may reduce the risk of liver toxicity in humans. However, I have no human data to support this strategy, but this is something I commonly recommend to our clients. Now, you should not take bicalutamide if you're over the age of 35, you drink heavily, and you have liver problems. Always get a liver panel done 2 to 4 weeks after starting the medication. And for any sign of liver failure, such as jaundice, the medication must be stopped right away. When it comes to dosing, bicalutamide stays in the body for several days and has a half-life of 6 days. Compare that to 2-hour half-life of spironolactone. So since bicalutamide stays in the body for several days, all you need is twice a weekly dosing, about 50 milligrams is more than enough. Higher dosing increases the risk of liver toxicity without additional benefit and should be avoided. When we compare the 3 most commonly used anti-androgen medication in transgender females, which will be spironolactone, cyprotrone, and bicalutamide, as you can see in this table, spironolactone blocks the effect of testosterone receptors and also inhibits 17-alpha hydroxylase, which is a key enzyme in the androgenic pathway. However, the androgen blockade is much weaker when compared to bicalutamide and also with cyprotrone. Spironolactone also stimulates progesterone receptors, which may reduce some of the negative effects of estrogen therapy. Now, of all of these medications, bicalutamide has the strongest androgenic blockade when compared with other medication, and it also has the additional advantage of converting testosterone to estrogen. Cyprotrone is much more effective when we compare it to spironolactone or aldactone. However, we do not have this available for use in the United States. Overall, in summary, bicalutamide is a very good medication for feminization therapy, especially if high breast growth is strongly desired, which is a common request from all our clients. Liver toxicity is a major concern and can be life-threatening, so please do not consume alcohol. Avoid liver toxic medications such as acetaminophen, Tylenol, or any other herbs or supplements which could cause problems with your liver. Some key benefits of this medication, like we discussed before, there is better breast development when compared to spironolactone and with cyprotrone, reduced amount of acne, facial hair, reduced pill burden. You only have to take this twice a week compared to once daily or twice daily with the other medication. So that's all for today's video. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so, please do like and subscribe. And I know we've been missing for a while because of COVID and being busy in the hospital, but I do plan on posting more videos on a much more regular basis. Thank you again. Bye-bye.